Let's talk a little bit about vocals. What are you hearing different in your vocals? You mentioned you don't add a lot of signal processing to the vocals.
Yeah,
let's walk through that a little bit.
And I'm cutting, we're cutting vocals in the live room, and the live room is not as good as this room. If we're cutting vocals in this room, would be something else. But now, for example, in tracking vocals is once you get the mic in the right spot, depends on the genre. If it's hip hop or whatever, you add a little bit more compression. You don't have to EQ. And I have people, they come in and then you do like spoken word or poetry, especially stuff like this, that there's no music under it to hide anything, and they're amazed how it's like here, like you were saying, one of your videos is like a person is like right here, so, and even like now, moving the mic, like in tracking, moving the mics just a little bit, you could hear a difference in voices, in the drums. Yeah, man, I mean, it's everything's so much easier. Like you were saying, your technology takes the room out of the equation. Now, I'm not worried about how it's gonna sound outside. So since I'm not worried how it's gonna sound outside, now I have the freedom to push the envelope a little bit, to go that, try, instead of always playing it safe, because I don't know how it's going to be outside. Now I don't have to play it safe. Now I can expand and try to take it to the next level. But because like if it's like a visual thing, now I know this is the line. I know where the line is. Before, I don't know where the line is. What I thought was the line, maybe I'm so far away from the line, or maybe I'm gonna drop, I'm gonna fall down. Now I know exactly where the line, almost where the line. So I am more, I can take more chances with things, And yeah, man, that's how. Another thing, I'm gonna tell you about some experiences I had.
Please.
With one of my clients. I had to, before I had these, the Adams, they are dual 6-inchers. And I used to have the KRK, it's a gadget room correction thing, the Ergo. I gave it a little bit more bass, but I never really listened to them. I listened to my JBLs, the 4412, they have 12-inch woofers. So I was working with these guys, and the guy was always saying, hip-hop R&B producer, PA. He was telling me, man, Sam, I cannot hear the 808, I cannot hear any low end really out of these speakers. You need a sub, and I never liked subs. I had bad experience. He came in, I told him, come check out the room, and that's I did not really tweak the room yet. I don't even know how the right sound of it yet, So he came in, and we were listening to the Adams, yeah, not the JBLs. And right away he was telling me, Sam, man, I can hear the 808. Before we could not hear it on the 12s, now we can hear it on the 6. And whatever people, when I had many of my friends / clients, they come and they listen. I never told them what to expect. I don't want to I don't want to distort their judgment. I want them to tell me what they think. And everybody pretty much say the same thing. It's like, wow, the stereo is the field is so open, and the depth you could hear the depth and the spread of the instruments. And you can locate instruments much better. Even mixes that I did, most of the mixes I did before, when I listened back to them, wow, a lot of them sounded good. Some of them didn't sound so good, but some sounded pretty good, because now I can hear better. And if I had this before, it would be so much better and shorter time to get there.
Yes. Well, that's the foam technology for the voice. Like I said, when we were talking before, it took 8 years for me to create this technology, and the curves in our foam are very unique. How did I do it? I didn't have music rooms to work in. I had corporate boardrooms back in the 80s. Corporate boardrooms back then were dominated by males. It was men running corporations. I used to tell my friends that, well, men own, my girl friends would say, well, men own everything. And I said, well, that's the way it goes, you know, but things are changing. But back then we had male corporate people, and they were always in really narrow rooms. So we had, you know, 100 cycles, 125, 150 cycles for the low end of the male voice in really narrow rooms that were 8-9 foot. So we don't even have enough room for a 100 cycle wave to fully expand.
Right.
So I had to figure out, in the foam, I had to change the curves so it became more natural, and that's what took so long to develop. But I have never, and of course I'm biased, it's my technology, but I have never heard a foam technology that's as smooth, as coherent, and so easy to work with. Just sitting here talking.
Yes.
You don't. It's almost like you make a conscious effort not to raise your voice.
Exactly.
You really make a conscious effort not to, because I'm thinking in my head, you know, let's keep the response curve smooth. And back to the response curve, we were talking today in another studio, in Doug's studio. You know, he's got a bump here, he's got a bump there. So he's got a bump and he's got a dip.
Yes.
So here's a way for all of you out there to think about low frequency bumps. If you bring the bump down, the nulls will come up.
Yes.
Because this is the harmonic of this. An 80 cycle and a 160, you know, the 160 is the harmonic, and the 80 is the fundamental. So if you get the 80 under control, the fundamental will follow. So we think of our snake with its peaks and its troughs. We push the humps down. But you got to have a technology that's linear. You have to have a technology that's predictable and consistent, and that's what we have with the foam and the carbon.
You know, it's funny what you were saying, because that was my experience with the trim-off, like with the dips and the peaks. So whenever I was trying to bring one, let's say you were saying the 80 down, then the 160 would go higher than I wanted, and then it was always this game of back and forth, and it was never working.
It's never natural.
It's never natural.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed our videos today, and if you did, we really would appreciate a thumbs up from you. If you have any questions or comments, you can go to the comment section, or you can go to our website, acousticfields.com, and fill out the contact form. Subscribe to our channel, our YouTube channel. We're now doing 2 videos a week. If you have some ideas for topics, you can submit those to us also. If you're having room issues, we have that free room analysis. You can click on the button below, and we'll compare your room to our database of 120 built rooms that we built and actually measured, and I guarantee you your room is in that database. So just click on the button below for the free room analysis. Thank you.